Hey, what's up guys? John here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the PPP loan scam. Yeah, the small business loan that they were issuing out. $521 billion was sent out to 5 million small businesses in America. These struggling businesses that are working under 25, 30, 40% occupancy, restaurants, indoor dining closed, and now indoor and outdoor dining closed. You would think that these new restrictions are hard enough. No. The government has something really big in store come April of 2021, and it's going to bankrupt almost everybody. I'm going to get into it in this video. Please hit that like button. It's a great way to support the channel. If you're interested in personal finance, business, money, and real estate, I cover also all of the new up-and-coming events that is basically going to change the economy forever. And the real estate market. I cover that on this channel. If that interests you, consider subscribing. All right, guys, let's begin. I'm going to read this verbatim because it's hard to believe. That PPP loan everyone thought was free money. They think that the government is here to help. The scariest words in the human language is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. The government is never, ever here to help. The government only takes from you. They're not there to be your best friend. We're told that the government helps and that the elite and the politicians, all these people care and they really want to help you, and that everyone is oppressed, and to get out of your oppression, all you have to do is give up a little bit more freedom, a little bit more rights, and ultimately they will then have the direction and the power to then fix a broken system. In reality, the elites will never ever change the system to favor the poor and the middle class. All they will do is grab and gain more power. As we're seeing in this pandemic, this lockdown is the biggest power grab in human history. So I'm going to read this. It says the effect of this ruling is to transform a tax-free loan forgiveness into taxable income. So all that money that you were given is a taxable income, raising the specter of a surprise tax increase of up to 37% because your tax rate's changing depending on that income. If you took a big loan, then you're going to be paying taxes at a new bracket. Up to 37% of small business when they file their taxes in 2020. So their April 2021 taxes for 2020, many of them are going to just go bust. They're not going to make it. And it's ridiculous to me. You know, in California, for example, no indoor outdoor dining, only delivery, yet they have expensive leases. They have, workers' comp, insurance, perishable goods, all this. And, all that's happening during this lockdown is consumers are changing their behavior. And a lot of them are spending money online. Amazon and big corporations are the big benefactor of this whole lockdown. Small business is just going to get decimated. What we're going to see in 2021 and 2022 is a completely different America. And we all need to stand up and fight this, because I think that this is the biggest sham in history. Really, the reaction to what's happening right now. If you really look at the numbers and really look at the data, and then you look at how many people are going to lose their livelihood, lose their business, become dependent on the government. Did you know 40% of black-owned businesses will never reopen again? 40%. I think that's low. I think it's higher than that, especially when it comes tax time. That 40% number was a couple months ago. So you look at these numbers and you start to see that everyone is going to get owned by the state. And when you're state owned, you're their property. You do what they say or you don't eat. That's basically the road we're going down. I don't mean to be so blunt, but that's what it is. I think people need to stand up and fight for their freedoms, because things are about to get out of control. Out of control. This stimulus is the biggest scam as well. Probably as big or bigger than the PPP loan, this forgiveness plan that they offer. I'm going to be doing a video next talking about this stimulus and what you have to do to possibly get that next stimulus. It's pretty scary stuff. It's pretty scary stuff. The government is going to, all they're going to do is continue restrictions. But what this does mean is that this is going to be a huge power grab, a huge transfer of wealth. And if you're on the smart side of it and you're not taking the PPP loan, or if you did, then you're starting to stack away money now to get ready to pay back come April, is you're getting ready to buy real estate to invest properly. I think we're going to see a really big stock market crash as well. To invest properly in real estate. The key here is seeing where incomes are going to be and how the market's going to change in the next year to 2 years. But I think that opportunities are going to start to unfold in the next 6 months, and we'll start to see a direction of where we're going to be heading. But right now is like the ultimate time to be stacking capital, because the way that business is going to change is all the decisions, all of the power, all of the money is going to be held in the hands of the 0.05%, not the 1%, the 0.05%. And these people are going to be buying everything, especially as these bankruptcies and the foreclosures and everything starts rolling out. And if you have enough capital and you have good credit and you have the know-how and the knowledge, you'll be able to go out there and buy a really good property. But the key here is to become self-sufficient and become independent without a handout from the government. Without a handout from the government, this is going to be really hard for a lot of people to do, is going to be to weather that storm and then be able to invest. So right now, if you don't have that money, I would start getting rid of those luxuries, those liabilities, really. The nice car, downsizing the nice car, paying off high interest credit card debt, move back with your mom and dad if you have that option and you're able to save money for rent. All these things I would be doing if I were just starting out. To get that first, duplex or triplex or fourplex, get it in that right area to where you can buy it for a right price and put yourself in that position to where you can rent out those units, and those units can support your entire life, which is possible. Right now, definitely not in most areas, because the prices are so high, because everyone thinks that, the market's going to continue upwards, and it's not. The market's going to fall off a cliff, especially come time, Q1, Q2 of 2021. But this is absolutely insane. I called all of this stuff about PPP, the government, stimulus. It's all a joke. It really is a joke. I've never, ever applied for any of these loans, because when I was young, I know that there's nothing for free. When I was young, I thought that maybe I could get something for free, and it blew up in my face. And after that, I never, ever expected anything for free. My dad said, I'll match you whatever you can save up for a car. And I said, okay, fine. And I saved up $1,200. I was literally shoveling rocks at my uncle's. He had a construction project. I was shoveling stone out of the way so they can pave this driveway, working so hard. And I was doing that and cutting grass and doing all these little odds and ends. Saved up $1,200. When it came time to actually get that car, my dad co-signed on a loan for $1,200 that I had to pay back. So there's nothing for free. Ever since that day, I realized that if I ever expect something for free again, I'm going to get the same net result. And because of that loan, I literally had to deliver pizzas at night until about 12:30, 1 in the morning. My teachers thought I was on drugs. They called my dad, and they had a whole meeting because I wasn't able to keep my eyes open for class the following day. So save your money. Make sure your credit's in line. Make sure you know what you're doing with real estate, because I think ultimately this is going to be the only thing that will actually matter. Long term, the only thing is going to be shelter and land. They were renting out caves back in the day. You always need shelter. You always will need it. Everything else is pretty much negotiable, with the exception of water and clothing. But shelter is where you want to be. So take all that stuff into consideration. PPP loan, massive scam, absolutely massive. Drop your comments below. What do you think? Do you think that the government is setting everybody up to basically seize all their assets and take control of everything, as well as all the people? Or do you think that this is just a coincidence? It's absolutely mind-blowing to me, though. Crazy stuff. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next video.